Thank you for tuning into the Bloody Truth Inside Games. And the big question, the daunting question of the day is to node or not to node. And we're going to go over nodes, what they mean to you, how they work, what they operate, and how you could have big money inside this game by being involved in a node. I will give you all that information here in a second, but the first and foremost thing on my plate that I need to discuss is the fighting spirit. We got DJ Shorts and we got Radish Head coming up from the community. We're going to be doing interviews. If you know anything about these guys, you want to know more about these guys, you can go into here, and here's Radish Head. He'll probably be next. This one here is Radish Head. If you click on this button right here, send a voicemail. You click on this button right here, send a voicemail. It says, yep, you go to it. What it will do is it will take you to my voicemail page. You click the start button, and you can ask any question you want to ask to either DJ or Radish Head. Just say, like right here, I'm about to start. I'm going to allow, and it's going to be recording my message right here. This is a question for Radish Head. We're doing this live on my podcast right now. What do you think? You can hit stop, and then you can decide to reset it, redo it, start all over, or send it, whatever you want to do. But if you want to ask Radish Head a question, here's your opportunity to ask Radish Head a question. You can go down to the balance your energy, and you can ask DJ Shorts a question the same way. You can name yourself whatever you want to name yourself when you do the voicemail, or you can send an email to Thebloodspirit, ask your question there, be totally anonymous, or you can go in here and ask the question down here at the bottom where DJ and Radish Head will be able to see the question before they actually answer it. We are giving you multiple options if you want to remain anonymous, if you don't want to talk about it right away, whatever you want to do. You can do whatever it is that you like. Let's talk about a node. The nodes are amazing things because right now the Upland community is stressing building buildings. Buildings are everything in the mind right now of the Upland team. They want buildings to be built, and so they're going to put stress, attention on nodes. What is a node? It's a community of players building in a community in a single location. It's building buildings in that location. We have one going on right now. Right here in this neighborhood, this cul-de-sac right here. Almost every property is owned by my community members. Every single one of them. So we are going to be putting houses on these buildings. Why is that important? Because a house will actually add value to a property next to it that doesn't have a house. For instance, this property right here, which I'll give it a better example because I'm into this property. By just having a house next to this property that I purchased for 9,000 UPIX, that will increase the value by about 50%. If I got a house on each side of it, it's going to increase the value by probably 100%. If I have a house on it, it's going to increase that property value by about 50,000 UPIX minimum for the smallest little house. If this whole entire community around here has a bunch of houses on it up and down this block and mine doesn't, I'm going to get close to about $100,000, $50,000 to $100,000 just our UPIX for that piece of property by not even having a house on it. So it increases the value of your property through the roof. So it's very important to get it to a node. It's very important to have a property around it. And even more important than that, it behooves us to where if you're part of our community to help you get a house built on it, because it's going to improve our property value that much more by having this area, and it will be a featured land amongst the Upland team. It is an absolute no-brainer. No-brainer. If you don't have a whole lot of spark, you can get a little bit of spark put on your property just out of the incentive. It's going to help our team. So, and then of course we're going to want to help you get spark, so we're going to teach you tricks and all that kind of stuff. But the most important part is getting into my community. My community is big enough to where we're making this neighborhood a node. Almost every property in here belongs to my team. But it's not so big enough to where if you join it right now, get in there, start talking, getting communication going, that you could become a viable member of our community right now. we're not blasted with a bunch of information. So get in there, talk to Jason Time, talk to Jimmy, talk to Jasora, talk to the people that are in my community that have a color to their name, and learn and develop what you need to learn to develop to be a part of that community. We're doing a whole bunch of switching. You have an opportunity to be a part of that management team right now because we're growing and we need to have more people on the same page with us. So get in there, get a part of this, and make some big money by building properties, easy for me to say. Get the properties that you need to get and focus on being in an area with other active growing players. There is all too many people who will hear about a city opening, who will come into the game, purchase properties, put them up for sale for a boatload of money, and then disappear and not be active. You will see tons of properties that will never have anything on them because they're just investing, but they're not playing. They're not being active. They're not in communities. They're not doing those things. So go down to the Discord channel down below, click on Discord, get into the community, and make yourself a part of the team and help grow and become a future whale in this game. My name is Thebloodspirit. This is the Bloody Truth Inside Games.